Friends, enemies, and those still under review, welcome back. This is Jack. There are some anime tropes that I oddly enjoy, and I actually just got done talking about one of them is I left the Heroes Party once. The other one I oddly enjoy is where a character is reincarnated into an Otome game, and usually are the villainous or secret boss. And I wanted to give y'all a list of the ones that I have seen and tell you my thoughts on them. The majority of them I'm going to recommend. There's actually one on this list that I'm going to tell you you can skip. It's not bad. The opening is great. The first couple episodes are great. And then it just drops off. Like, literally, the ending pissed me off. Like, legitimately pissed me off. I'd rather it just not finish. I'd rather they had stopped halfway through. I'm not joking. But we'll get to that. This is probably one of my favorite. It's my favorite that is not serious in any way. The main character, she's the secret boss, not the main, rich girl antagonist. And it actually does a very interesting job of social ostracization and all that good stuff, because she is a noble person. She's actually decently ranked, like mid-ranked. But when she first goes to Nobleman Academy, she's already level 99 because she got bored and basically started leveling on her own. Because in her previous life, that was her thing. She just leveled. She was the character who was level 99 before the first boss kind of person. So when she goes into the Nobleman school, she's already level 99, which is the highest level person before her was 60. Big difference there. And it's very comedic about it, because things that others would be like, that's insane, that's dangerous. She's like, huh? Like at one point, spoilers, somebody's putting poison in her tea. And the poison is described as 1 drop would kill a normal person. They've been putting 5. And she describes, man, it just made the tea taste bad. So it's really good. I do enjoy this one. I highly recommend it. And also, I will add, it does a really good job of giving you a character who is on the spectrum. Because if I had to describe her, she is autistic. She's not very good at social cues, like really can't read social cues. She's really intelligent about the things she cares about, and she's kind of monotone. It's not. It's never revealed directly. She never says she's autistic, obviously, because that's just not always brought up. But if you read her personality, she fits all the hallmarks within the personality. The second someone mentions the word leveling, she immediately data dumps the proper ways to level. I'm not joking. And she does it in a really comedic way. I do recommend this one. If you're going to skip all the others, this is probably the ones if you're looking for a non-serious anime. Okay? It does have some romance in it. This is the one you can skip. Which y'all are going to look at me weird. You're like, you did like 10 videos talking about this anime. Why are you telling me to skip it? The ending. Legitimately the ending. Like, you can watch my video talking about the ending. You'll see why. Legitimately the ending. The first 5 episodes-ish, great. I loved it. Pardon my language. Flipped out. But after that, skip it. I'm not joking. They built up so much a concept and premise, and they had so much potential, and then they drop it. There's no conflict resolution in it. It's just, we had a conversation, and then it's over. That's bothered me, but it set it up so well, and there's no real concept of time in the story, so you can skip this one. If you want to, watch it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And I hope you enjoy it more than I do. This one is another one where the character is resurrected into an Otome game, and they're a villain. And this one is a lot more romance. It does have some comedic moments, but it's much more about the romance. The blonde-haired girl is supposed to be the former fiancée of the prince, and then she gets kicked out. And she's barely even the villainess, because like most of the times her death in the game was apparently played off as comedic in nature. And the real bad guy is the black-haired guy, because he's the demon lord. So she decides, okay, since I know what's going to happen, I'm just going to go seduce the demon lord. Because technically he's actually the first prince, but because he was revealed to be the demon lord, he exiled himself. Anyway, she seduces him, and then there's the first arc where they get together. There's a second arc where she goes to like a noble academy for a reason, and the third arc is, I'm not gonna lie, that part played with my heartstrings. It played with my heartstrings. It was pretty good. I shed very manly tears at the end of the third arc. Oh, I'm not afraid to admit that. This one, it's not bad, but it annoyed me. So, unlike all the others, she's not resurrected as the villain, she's actually the heroine. However, when she played the game, she actually was in love with the villainess. She played the game to deal with the villainess. So when she resurrects into the game as the heroine, she basically stalks the villain the whole time. Like, constantly following her, sits next to her, becomes her maid at one point, and is incredibly creepy about it. And that's what put me off about it. However, it is actually kind of funny. It does have its funny moments. I honestly didn't finish it. I think I got like 5 episodes in before her creepiness like completely pushed me away. But my older sibling watched it and they said, it's actually not bad. It probably gets better. I'll probably give it another chance. But this is one that is on my radar. And there you go. This is one of the only ones that you are not one of the girl characters or the villainess. This one is, I actually forgot to add one to the list. I'll actually pull that one up separately then. Anyway, he's summoned in as a mob character, and this one's supposed to be getting a second season. He's summoned in as a mob character, and he's like, I'm a mob character. I don't care. I don't want to be a part of the story. He's like a really low family baronet. He's born into that family. He's like, whatever. And then because of his knowledge of the game, he becomes very successful rapidly and continues to climb in the social stratagem and is expected to date higher and higher. And because of the blonde-haired girl in the bottom right, I can't point to her, like the one that's right here, the one that's closest to the camera, she took over the role as the heroine. She stole the role. She is another resurrected person in the game and stole the role. So because of that, all the dynamics is messed up. The heroine instead becomes friends with him, and the villainess becomes a good person and becomes friends with... It's really good. It is enjoyable, and it does a good bit of social dynamic between the nobleman society and all that good stuff. It's done really well, and it is enjoyable. I will say this out there. You can take it how you want. Some people said this has a lot of weird women hatred in it. I can see what they're talking about, but that's not what it's there for. Because this has somewhat of a matriarchy side route where the women have a lot of the power, and because of that, he gets kind of aggressive about it. It's complicated. Once you see it, it's not as bad as some people have said, but give it a try. This one's really good. This one's legitimately just a sweetheart one. There's no real fighting in it. There's like technically a fight scene in it. It's just a lot of love in it. So the brown-haired girl in the center, sorry, she was supposed to be the villain. And she resurrected into the world and immediately made everyone fall in love with her. Like, instead of being the evil witch that she's supposed to be, she pretty much did the opposite of what she was expected to be. She went out of her way to help everyone and treated them nicely, all that good stuff. So all the characters, instead of their usual traumas they would have had, she was there to help them and nurture them, and they all fall in love with her. Even the brown hair, the one in the back with the brown hair, she falls in love with her too. She actually has fantasies a couple times of running to another country with her, like fleeing with her. So, and it's freaking hilarious. She's supposed to be the fiance to one of the other characters, the silver-haired guy. And it's really good. But the one thing I'm going to point out about this, and it's annoyingly funny, is the main character. So there's a joke for the fan base. The only thing denser than a black hole is the main character. She does not realize that everybody loves her. I'm not joking. All right, this is the last one I'm going to recommend. There's actually one more on the list, but I'll do that another time once the second episode comes out. This one is completed, and I really enjoyed it. This is probably the most visceral, good one in my opinion. It's on High Dive. This is the first time I've recommended something directly on High Dive in one of these videos. The most heretical last boss queen from villainess to savior. The red-haired girl is the main character, and she was a villainess. In the original timeline, and the way the game is, she was evil. Like, evil. Irredeemably evil. Like, no joke. When they show flashes of what she did in the original game, and you're like, oh, she an evil bitch. In this one, she becomes the epitome of what you would expect a queen to be, and she's always afraid she'll turn it. The game will force her to being the person that she's supposed to be. And it has a lot of really good moments. She recognizes she has villainous cheat abilities. One example that's done pretty early is she immediately learns how to sword fight. Like by watching someone fight once, she kind of learned how to fight, and then she learned how to use a gun seeing somebody fight once. And then she's like, as long as she's facing her attacker, they can't hit her. So she recognizes her cheat abilities. And yeah, it's a good anime. I highly recommend this one. This is on High Dive. There's like 12 episodes. There are some parts that are a little slow in my opinion, but overall, phenomenal anime.